Hi all, and welcome to another Toonkind at 12 FPS. Today's game is the Orb Ponders 2, as in part 2, not 2 as in T-O-O. Ha, it's a pun. Hi, I'm Candlestick, and today I'm going to be playing Daisy, and I am joined by two lovely co-hosts who I'm very excited to play with. Would you guys like to introduce yourselves?
Yes, hello. I am Oatmeal, and I will be playing both the Ellipsis and the Professor.
And hi, I'm Wick. I'm going to be playing as Dr. Rutin.
Yeah. So, at the end of last game, FPS, which you should go listen to if you haven't already. Shameless plug. um, Rutin and Daisy had been experimenting with, well, Rutin had been showing why you shouldn't put a marshmallow in the toaster by putting a marshmallow in the oven, in the microwave. Um, which, don't try that at home, kids. It's not a good idea.
Well, it depends for how long.
True.
Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't put it in a toaster. You could potentially put a marshmallow in the microwave. I've done it, but again, you have to have a particular wattage and also be careful with the timing.
Yeah. How careful are Daisy and Rutin being, Wick?
That's a good question.
Yeah, that is a great question. Um, Well, should we roll for it?
Maybe, what would that be? Intelligence?
Oh god.
Maybe.
Maybe? Shall we both
Should we
roll
just do
intelligence?
maybe
Sure.
just a straight intelligence check?
Oh god, this is gonna be great.
Am I allowed to use physical dice or should I just use the dice spot?
I'm
Oh,
using
go
physical
ahead.
dice.
I don't care. I always
Physical
use
dice.
physical dice. Yeah.
Alright. Can't wait to roll with no modifier. This feels familiar. Oh, God. Oh, no.
Whoa. Whoa.
Off to
Oh,
a
I
great
can't
start.
believe it. No. You were so right. You got an 8, and your team got a 4.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Okay. Let's see. It is a small marshmallow, thank goodness.
Yes, we
Um,
specified.
It's a
yeah.
regular marshmallow.
Just a regular marshmallow.
So, what happens is you just kind of stick it in there, no plate or nothing.
You're right.
Like it's got one of those like spinny microwave plates, but you don't put an extra plate in. Um, and just kind of hit a random number, like you just sort of poke at the number pad and it goes beep beep beep. That's nice. Um, and it it hums zzz, and it spins. And you watch and it does nothing for a while, and then very suddenly it uh it like expands to like twice to three times the size it was,
Uh,
uh and then just kind of
I don't think I was supposed to do that. He squints and looks forward.
Daisy has pressed their face up against the glass.
Oh, no.
and then it kind of like it's kind of like puffed up, and then it kind of like slumps as it runs out of uh like it can't get any bigger, so it's just sort of a lump of marshmallow now that's kind of big and fluffy,
Oh.
and it is still going.
It is not the end of this.
And it's going to start, since you're leaving it in there, it's just gonna start sort of like, bubbling, and like there's a
Oh,
little crackling sound.
oh wow. How long did I put this in again?
Like Daisy just handed me like 7 minutes and 42 seconds.
Okay, so is that 7 seconds or 7 minutes? I feel like it's been longer than. And he's looking at his invisible watch.
It's
um,
been longer than 7 seconds. This is cool. I can see why you can't put it in a toaster, though.
Yes, exactly. It would do something like this, but imagine it being all jammed in the toaster. That wouldn't work very well.
it starts to like bloat up again, even bigger yet.
Oh.
And then as it's sort of like quivering there and crackling, there's a smack, as it has essentially exploded.
Ah. Oh.
And it just keeps going.
Because I haven't turned the microwave off yet.
I'm gonna roll another intelligence to see if he'll think about turning it off.
Maybe I'll
Oh,
roll.
thank God.
Okay,
He's
cool.
actually smart for 3 seconds. Now it's a 14. As soon as it exploded, he's like, "Uh-oh." Where is off? Where is off switch? And he's looking at all the buttons.
Oh god, okay, if Rutin's looking for the offset switch, then Daisy's gonna help.
Uh-oh.
But they're gonna help by eliminating the power to the microwave.
Oh gosh.
As in literally like they're gonna cast a spell and the electricity is now gone from the microwave.
It just abruptly goes silent.
Yeah.
You hear the faint crackle of marshmallow.
Don't worry about it, Professor.
Oh goodness, did the power go out? He's looking around the room, but everything else is fine.
Uh-huh.
No, that was me.
Oh,
You wanted to turn
oh,
it
you
off.
turned it off. Oh, good job.
Was it not supposed to do that?
I don't know. He actually looks genuinely slightly concerned and puzzled. I never put one in the microwave longer than a little bit.
There's just sort of like a settling little white crater in the middle of the microwave plate, and like just a few spatters like on the microwave door and probably along some of the inside walls. Not a lot because it's a tiny marshmallow, but you know.
Hmm.
Should
It certainly did splat.
Should we try again?
Again.
Well, if we don't know if it's supposed to do that, maybe it was a faulty marshmallow.
He looks off in the distance. You know, you might be right. Or maybe, and he's thinking, we could try it with two. You try with two marshmallow.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you think like one's going to out squish the other, or
Maybe. Should
maybe
probably
though
put the
we
power
need to
back.
clean it up.
You put the power back and it starts running again. It's just slowly spinning.
Should
There is an off button routine. I think you rolled high enough to find it.
Yeah, the second one. oh, he hits it.
Okay, yeah, it stops. You are able to open the door.
Okay. So he opens the door, and yes, it is a bit of a mess. Maybe we should clean first before trying again.
Oh, I can do that.
And Daisy's gonna cast prestidigitation on the microwave.
That'll do it. I must ask, are you leaving the marshmallow there or not? Or is it all gone?
I'm gonna
Because that's up to you.
I'm gonna roll a d2.
Just cleans the walls only.
Yeah. I cleaned the walls only, the marshmallow's still there.
Yeah.
Oh. Do you think? And he squints at the what remains of the marshmallow. Do you think it's safe to eat, right? Should we? Should I?
I mean, Daisy's gonna shrug and just like at it, like just mouth appears open over it, and like nothing happens because they can't interact with it, but
Oh.
it just kind of like yeah, just over the goop in the middle of the microwave.
Oh, I don't think I.
I didn't think
Maybe I
this
will
through.
eat it. I could eat it for you.
Guess.
But how am I going to? And he kind of just like pokes at it.
It sticks to you.
Oh, I forgot that it does this. It starts sticking him.
1 second.
But I guess it's still edible. Probably.
All right, I'm back.
Hey,
Oh, good.
great.
They're just trying to figure out how to get the marshmallow off.
Yeah.
Oh, I should have put plate, right? I did not think of that.
Maybe. Do plates go in microwaves?
Certain plates, I think. I mean, usual dishware does, but some things can't be microwaved.
Like?
He thinks about it. Ones that say do not microwave.
Oh. I guess that makes sense, but why?
It's based on the material, I think. It is actually more often to have dishware that cannot go in dishwasher. You know, and it'll say it on the
Yes. Dishwasher.
yes.
What's a dishwasher?
Okay. It is. Oh, is there one in here?
Roll perception, both of you. I will give you a few things so that you have some prompts to work off of.
Okay, well.
I didn't want to interrupt the marshmallow adventure. Misadventure.
Misadventure. We'll get back to the marshmallow.
Oh, I'm sure. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Finally, he rolls well on perception, and it's to spot a dishwasher.
sense why Daisy doesn't, like, Daisy got a 10. Daisy doesn't know what half the things in here are.
Oh,
Yeah. Daisy, earlier I think had phased into like one of the things. And maybe they just sort of accidentally do so again, because what Daisy notices is that one of the appliances, who knows what it does, but it has a weird sort of time feel to it.
Oh, yeah, that's distracting
Um,
them.
yes. Um, and then, the rest of the stuff is like, well, these sure are a bunch of machines. Not sure what they do. They do seem to maybe not all go together style-wise, but eh. Um, let's see, routine. There are a variety of appliances, sort of what you might expect, in a kind of standard Toon kitchen, um, with a few extra additions, that some of them just like look like more advanced versions of stuff, some of them you're not sure what they are. um some of them are like installed directly into like the wall. Others, like the toaster, are just kind of plugged in. um there is a let's see, one of the items is something with a lot of different inputs and a sort of empty receptacle towards the bottom of it, uh that kind of like in the way that a like vending machine has a receptacle at the bottom, it drops a thing there for you to take.
uh-huh.
So there is that thing which kind of catches your eye, um because it has a note on it that says "Do not use." Um,
Oh no.
Oh, no.
and then let's see, probably uh a few feet away from that, you see that there is indeed a dishwasher, which seems uh maybe a little seems hmm, compared to what you're maybe used to finding in a kitchen, it looks pretty high end.
What?
It's probably really efficient.
Huh.
So the the appliance that has like a weird time feel to it. What
Mm,
visual one is that? Because that's currently the one that Daisy is going in and out of.
yes. That one appears to be uh let's see. Um to routine, it looks like an oven. It's got it's just sort of a box shape with a with some metal shelves inside and a clear front so you can see what's, in it, and a little control panel. Looks like an oven.
Well, I know what Daisy wants to do, so if Rutin wants to do
Um,
anything before that or after that,
You have identified the dishwasher, which was the
right.
uh but if you're distracted by something, then by all means.
Well, he at least takes note of uh the things you have described, at least. Um, uh, he starts going, "Oh, I think I found the dishwasher," pointing to the dishwasher, uh, and then sees Daisy just exploring the oven.
yeah, Daisy.
Oh,
Rutin friend, what's this one? Why does it feel weird?
oh, feel well. I mean, that is it looks like an oven. it might feel weird. It could be based on the technology, but um, it's kind of like a microwave but different. And well, it depends. I wonder if this is electric or gas. Wait a minute. I think our ovens always gas.
Um,
I
I don't know.
I think so. I think you're thinking of stovetop.
Yes, I'm thinking of
Yeah.
stovetop.
Like an oven, I think is either gas or like literal fire.
So I am a little fool. Don't worry about it.
No, that's
It's
all
all
right. I had to
good.
think about it too, man.
As soon as I said it, I went, wait a minute.
Hey, they're usually a package deal. You usually have a stovetop and an oven combo. That's
Yeah,
fair.
because the one that I have, it is a combo and it's gas for both. So I was like,
Mm-hmm.
but I remember stovetops can be electric too. So I'm like, I wonder which one it is. And I'm like, wait.
Yeah.
But hey, he goes, I mean, it looks like a typical oven. He very cautiously opens the front of it out, you know.
Looks normal to you. Turns out I just did a quick Google. Turns out you can have an electric oven.
Oh,
It works in the same similar way as like the toaster or a toaster oven, in which it's got like uh a
A heating
uh
element.
a heating
yeah.
element. Exactly.
I should have known this because I have a toaster oven.
Hey, no, that's I do too. I had to think about it as well. But yeah, no, looks normal to you, routine. It's there's maybe like a small bit of presumably food residue, but on the whole looks pretty clean.
Hmm. Maybe we will look at these after we clean up previous.
Ah, right. Okay.
It is important to finish one experiment before starting another.
I guess. Well, that makes sense.
Hmm.
It's just like, yeah, but I really wanna.
Clean up my
So
toys. I don't wanna.
how about this? And he's gonna. I don't know if it's gonna work. This is how it works for my microwave. We're gonna find out. He's gonna attempt to take the rotating plate out of the
You can do that.
microwave.
Mhm.
Okay. So it still has the marshmallow bit on it, but
Yeah.
he intentionally leaves that. Okay, so this way he closes the microwave. You can see how dishwasher work, and then while that is going, we can look at oven.
Yeah. Okay.
Because this can be put in dishwasher, I think. He looks around at it to see if it makes sure.
Yeah, it's I don't know what the standard for this is. It's either got a thing that says dishwasher safe or doesn't have a thing that says
That
no
it's not.
dishwash. Yeah. One or the other. It's good.
It's one or the other. Yeah, it'll be fine. Okay. Now, how to work this dishwasher? It looks about the same, maybe. Um, he attempts to open it. I don't know if you have to hit a button to open it, so you just have to open it.
Whatever way. I will say this works functionally from a user end very, very much like a normal dishwasher.
Yeah. God, I haven't had a dishwasher in a long time. Ours
Oh,
broke and we
oh
never
no.
replaced it. So
Oh, that
now I'm like,
sucks.
how would you use a dishwasher?
Oh.
It's been years now.
I mean, you generally you put your dishes in, you put the little cleaning
The little
tablet
thingy.
in, and then you
Yeah.
set the settings to what you want, and then hit go.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I know like the little soap things. I remember I always like just because it. I mean, I hate to sound like it, but like I always liked how the soap looked because it kind of looked like candy. And so I was like, yeah, soap. So I would like putting the little soap in. I wouldn't know
Yeah.
how to do the settings though. So,
It's preset to something. You're welcome to just hit go.
all right. Where's the little soap thing? The little soap. He just starts looking in cabinet.
Yeah, it's probably next to a sink, and there's probably a under sink cabinet. That seems to be a sort of standard spot to put such things.
Right? Like that's where we kept it too. So,
Eh,
Yeah, yeah. I think rolling off of Rutin's 21, then he probably finds it pretty easily.
yeah.
he's on a mission to put this dish in here and then get to the fun oven.
Mhm. There's
Uh,
probably a few dishes in it. Because since you guys stayed over, you might have had dinner here. And it
that's
probably
cute
wasn't
to think
quite
about.
enough to just run. Huh?
And I was thinking, like, that's so cute to think about.
It is, it just occurred to me. um
And
but
then
yeah, so there's a few other dishes in here.
it's probably better than putting it in the dishwasher by itself and running it.
Yes.
He
That was
would
my
have,
thought.
though, just to prove a point.
That's right. It's not like the Ellipsis has like a water bill.
Or an electricity bill.
Yeah.
But he places the microwave plate, uh, with the other dishes in there. Okay, so you just kind of push that, and then you put the dishes in here, and then you close it. Uh, you'd be surprised how similar it is to an oven, actually, except instead of fire, it is water. He kind of just looks at all the buttons, uh, sees it's a preset. Okay, he just hits
Mhm.
the go button.
Yep.
Uh, Daisy's nodding along with that and then just like watches it for a little bit. Maybe sticks their head in through the dishwasher to see what's happening on the other side. And then
Yeah, there's water and soap and a sort of uh like a vibration feeling, like you've stuck your uh your it's like the sort of weird feeling when you like talk at a fan. Um
yep.
like a weird vibrational feeling. As the timer on the outside starts to count down from, let's say, like 7 minutes.
Yeah. Uh,
It's exciting. It's
very
fun to
exciting.
watch.
Very cool. But also they are well. Actually, I'm gonna roll see how long they get distracted by the, the dishwasher. Oh, okay. They're really interested in the oven.
Nice.
They look at this for like 2 seconds and then go, "Cool. All right."
Seeing
Anyway,
it. I,
So yeah, like they get the gist of it, and then they pull their head out, uh and they're like,
The oven.
oh, right, right. And also, how did it look in there? I actually never know what it looked like in there. And he's walking over to the oven.
Oh, well, there was water and soap and bubbles and this whoosh
Oh,
and and yeah, it was cool. There was this thing that went whoosh round in a circle.
they're doing like they're actually like
mhm.
spin and on like on the spot like with their arms out like to sort of
Yeah.
show you routine.
That sounds right. I was afraid there was. I don't know. I don't know most of the things in here. Well, in the ellipsis, in the kitchen, I know a good portion of things. Anyway, oven time. Now, usually you put something in the oven to cook or bake.
Mm-hmm. You
But
do
I
have a
wouldn't.
pantry available to you.
Daisy is reaching towards the marshmallows.
um, that is a good point. I don't know what marshmallows would do in an oven, but I think they might burn.
So maybe not the marshmallow then.
Oh, well, because see, when things burn, they get really tough and charred, and that would not be fun to eat, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm,
Guess
But
guess we
something
need to find
else.
something else.
Mm, What put in oven? Hmm.
Should we do another
If
investigation?
you may do investigation or perception, whichever you like, for the adjacent pantry,
Oh
which
no.
which is quite large.
Oh my
We're
god!
talking like
Like a
uh
walk-in pantry.
oh dude, yeah, no, like one of those
Oh,
it's probably about the size of like a there's another adjective I'm looking for, but like the sort of community food pantry type deals. That's the
oh
one.
my god!
Oh wow.
Yeah, you can fit a couple cars in here
Holy
if you took out the shelves.
no! They just open up the pantry and they're like, "Oh my god!"
You could get lost in
uh
here.
you,
What?
maybe. Okay, so I got a 4 for
Wait, is that perception
Daisy,
or
that's
investigation?
investigation
either.
from Daisy.
Good. I'm
Okay.
gonna roll investigation too as a
Okay.
treat because he has no mods.
Oh man.
I can't believe it.
Oh god, what did you get?
That's a 20.
Oh
Whoa.
my gosh.
He just zeroes in on something in
Wow.
the pantry.
Alright, I feel like with these rolls, what's the best and the worst thing you can find to put in a microwave in an oven?
Oh
Besides
jeez.
marshmallows.
Um okay. No, I know. Um uh Daisy, you kind of end up going towards the back. Um and you find something on a shelf full of kind of odd looking things that you don't quite recognize as food necessarily.
Oh no.
Um and you have found a sort of let's see. You have found a odd sort of it's almost like if Jello were tougher. It's like a gelatin, a cube sort of shape that's a bright pink, almost with a glow to it.
Oh
And
no.
of uh it's about the size of Daisy. Um it is next to a number of other things, including a can of jet fuel and
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
and some sort of like something that's like things that smell like petrol or diesel, or they're kind of unpleasant to you.
Yeah,
Um,
this makes sense. Daisy wouldn't know what fuel is.
Mhm.
God, alright.
Routine, you find uh a nice wrapped sort of like pre-cooked, like one of those things where like you go to it's a pizza, and it's
Pizza,
one of those,
pizza.
yeah, it's one of those ones where like you get it somewhere so that you could bring it home and like finish baking it, you know.
Yeah.
They make bread like that sometimes.
Mm.
Oh my goodness. Wait,
It
so is it
looks
like in a refrigerated section or no?
um hmm it's in a sort of uh it's in a sort of like maybe like a plastic sort of wrap that does feel a little cold, so it seems like it might be its own sort of self-contained
Oh,
refrigerated pack somehow.
oh, that's kind of cool.
That's very cool.
So yeah, you get that, uh a nice pizza, looks pretty tasty. um and Daisy has this glowing cube, this glowing
Yeah.
kind of wobbly cube.
So I rolled a couple of things, and Daisy has cast
Mhm.
Uh-oh.
Mage Hand, and because they can't interact with things, but they can cast Mage
Mhm.
Oh,
Hand, and so they're
Yeah,
using that to pick up the cube. They're coming
that will
back.
be that will be sufficient.
They're coming back to Rutin with the cube coming
oh,
along with them.
this place is so cool. I found this pizza. What is that?
I don't know. I thought you would know.
You do not.
Um, it it is a cube.
Jiggles.
Will
Um,
this go in the microwave or the oven?
um, uh, not to be pedantic, but can it go in there? Yes. Should it? I don't know. I why it is glowing. The food does not usually glow.
Mm,
I think
I
might be a new food.
I don't remember seeing any glowing food, but it doesn't mean I haven't seen glowing food before. Just means I don't remember it.
Well, I mean, it is always nice to try new things. It kind of looks like gelatin. That might only melt in the oven, but it won't. I don't think it would explode like marshmallows. So it is. It might be okay to put in oven.
Oh god, I don't know where I want this to go.
I don't know either.
Don't worry, don't worry. It's not nothing irreversibly bad is gonna happen.
I mean, I would hope not.
Oh, okay. Because, like, the thing is, I'm like, do I roll persuasion for Daisy to try and get Rutin to put it in the microwave? In the oven? Or should Rutin roll, like, a wisdom or something like that and go off of that?
um uh hmm
Both.
let's see. The question was what you may roll something to I feel like Daisy already like failed the test of being able to tell if this is okay.
Yes.
Um so routine may have a chance to judge it. Um
And maybe we should
whatever
go
roll.
back in kitchen and we would take a better look at it.
Okay.
And Daisy's gonna zoom out with the cube coming along behind them.
Mhm.
Pizza.
Oh yeah, just a little like flavor stuff. The mage hand routine is similar sort of color to Daisy, and it's got that same sort of like kind of partially see-through look. So very possible that you can only see it because you can see Daisy.
Oh, oh, I hold Daisy so softly.
Before we keep going, I do, since routine rolled really well, even though it was investigation, I do want to mention real quick some of the stuff he also saw in there. Um, there were there was a lot of like normal looking real and toon food. Um, real
Oh,
being in the majority, of course. Uh, let's see. There are some odd items like um, something that appears to be some sort of like nutrient cube, and there's like a whole bunch of them, but they look exactly the same. Um, there's a few food items that have like warning labels on them, indicating that they are not for consumption of carbon-based life form with like protein something 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 uh like matrices.
oh,
Uh
wow.
and also there is a spot with some wood. It's almost just like a little pile of firewood.
Uh,
And then again towards the front, a few of the real produce items are items that you actually would have recognized from the garden when Professor showed you around.
oh,
So there's a few sort of like veggies that appear to be from the garden.
all right, hold on. I'm rolling hammer space. Give me a second. He's not going to take anything. Believe
Mhm.
me, he's learned his lesson with stealing.
Well, there's also lots of tea that looks very good, and then there's lots of one kind of coffee that um, sort of has a it's this sort of like font on the writing, like the writing on the bag is the sort of font and color that you would associate with like mm, strictness or like the military.
Huh.
Like that seems to be the trope.
That's
Uh,
great.
Okay,
so
nine.
he's
What
pulled
was that?
out a clipboard.
Oh, hammer space, yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
he's writing all the stuff down.
Uh,
And as they're walking out, you can tell he's even trying to draw like a diagram of this place. He's like, "Man, this is cool.
mm.
What in the?" but
That's great.
ultimately, pizza time and also cube.
Yes, you do have both of those.
That is a much bigger pantry than I anticipated. If we get lost in there.
Oh, a pantry's not normally that size.
Eh, well, I mean, it isn't like the one that I had at home. That one was just kind of small. About he kind of just like makes a little box shape with his arms, like maybe this big, a little bigger. Usually hold just some things, but that is a lot. Just pointing at the pantry, that's a lot.
Yeah, I think Daisy's gonna like tilt their head and
I suppose that makes sense. You have a pantry for one person, and the Infinity Box has a pantry for Infinity Box.
Mm, I I suppose that is true. You know, Anyway, I'm getting distracted. I found this pizza. Do you know what pizza is?
Give me a moment.
Do
Mm.
you know what pizza is?
Oh my god! Yes, they do know what pizza is.
Hooray!
Because they rolled a nat 20 on history.
Oh my god.
Um, so yeah,
Pizza's universal.
yeah, their eyes light up and oh, okay, that's very cute. What they just handed me is the
Oh, I know what that is. That's Joy's favorite.
Aw.
Oh. Oh, really?
She would show me all the different flavors.
Oh. And what flavor was this one again? And he takes another look at the box.
Oh God, I have no idea.
Uh,
I always get plain. Just pick something.
no, I was about to say we'll make it extra cheese.
extra cheese. That's
That'll
great.
work.
This one is extra cheese. It sounds good. I like pizza on occasion. It is nice when it has more vegetables, but this is good too.
Vegetables are good for people.
Mhm.
But what are the instructions on this? I'll flip it over.
Oh, yeah. On the pizza, it's just gonna be like, heat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and honestly, it's probably in Celsius, but I can't do the conversion in my head.
I
Um,
can't either.
so put it to X
yeah,
temperature,
probably about
and
For this amount of time.
probably about 180 or 200 degrees Celsius. I don't know what the Fahrenheit conversion is, but that sounds about right for pizza.
sure, yeah, no, that doesn't sound out of the question. Um, and for probably, let's see, it's a half baked, so I want to say bu- 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 25 to 30 minutes.
Hmm.
And you probably want it on a pan.
Yeah.
It's not outright stated in the instructions, but the sort of like picture, the little pictogram that goes with the instructions does show the person putting it on a sort of circular uh metal pan before putting it in the oven.
Good. Okay. Yes, I haven't made these in a while, so it looks simple enough. Famous last order. Okay, let's see. All right, how about this? We put the pizza in first, and while we wait for the pizza, because it isn't going to do too much in what is that? 30 minutes? It's not going to do too much. I mean, you can watch it as it bakes, but while it's baking, we can look at what that is. Pointing at the cube.
Okay. So we're not putting it in the oven?
Oh, well, I mean, if we can figure out what it is or how we feel about it, we could put it in after we bake the pizza.
I probably need to roll for this. Oh dear. Oh, Daisy's gonna try and persuade you to. They want to put it in now. I want to see what happens. What it does.
With the pizza or just
yeah, with
before
the
the pizza?
With
Oh wow.
Oh God, with the pizza. No, not the pizza.
So I'm gonna roll a persuasion to try and persuade Rutin to put the cube in. Oh, good! Thank goodness.
Wait, should I roll something in response or not?
Up to you.
Oh my God, the 10 modifier. Should I make like...
Yeah,
What
you
do
could
I roll in this?
maybe a whiz save.
Okay.
Daisy's
Let's
just
see
gonna be
what
like,
happens.
Oh, that's
No,
gonna
my
be
dice.
so
Go back here.
long.
I mean, 30 minutes isn't too long. And besides, that just means we'll have more time to look around here too. Oh, thank God. All right. Okay, we're all right. It's my 3 points. We're okay.
Yeah, you were almost swayed, but
He's thinking about it like, yeah, that is kind of long. But I don't trust that cube. It's just, it's nothing he's ever seen before. So he's like, I
yeah,
don't know.
reasonable.
Yeah, whereas Daisy's like, it
Knowing
was
the,
in a pantry. It's food, right?
yeah, well, knowing the other stuff Routine saw along the way, he's like, I don't know if that's like usual food.
Yeah,
Who
Daisy
knows what
missed
it'll
all the
do in an oven?
rules.
Yeah, that's normally a reasonable assumption, but
And don't worry. Besides, uh, again, well, pizza baking. I mean, we can see if it goes. If we can do other stuff with it, like I don't know. He's kind of just looking at it.
Daisy is currently sulking.
Oh, don't worry. We'll put it in right after. That way we don't have to preheat or anything. Speaking of which, how do I? And he's looking at the oven now.
There's a few controls. One of them is very obviously temperature. The other one is, it looks like the timer. Um, it's a little weird. Like, it's a little hard to read, but it's like, okay, well, if I put it to the number, that's probably it, right? Um, like that's how that goes. So
Usually.
yeah, it's a little odd looking, but it just seems like a just sort of a user interface difference, you know?
Yeah, makes sense.
It's not the model you're used to.
But hey, the
Well,
dishwasher
particularly,
worked, so
Yeah.
yeah. Clearly, this will just go by the same. So, he kind of just opens it back up. All right. Oh wait, they have to preheat first. So he kind of just sets that. That's only like what 5 minutes or whatever.
yeah, usually.
Well, usually.
Usually.
So assuming the oven is closed,
Yes.
um,
He closes the oven and then sets like the temperature and the time.
yeah, you set the temperature, and within it, you see it tick up like once and twice, and then it's immediately up to the number you want.
Oh, cool.
Oh
Uh,
god. I'm just
what
trying to
what
think.
are you gonna do now? Because you have ostensibly preheated it.
Wait,
There's no
wait,
pizza in it yet.
I think I missed that.
I get what's happening. But
I don't, and that's great for Routine because he don't either.
the thing is that I
Okay.
don't know if I'm gonna roll to see if Daisy knows. Oh, actually, I did roll. Um, they, yeah, okay, I did roll before to help with the like oven and didn't need it, so I'm gonna use that 15. Which would make
Mm.
sense if they've seen Joy use like an oven to bake a pre-baked pizza before, that like they would know that it
Hmm.
doesn't take this long. So I think
Hmm.
they're gonna comment
Oh, oh, that's why it's got time magic in it.
It's got what?
Don't
I mean, this
ovens
is a
usually have
timer.
time magic? I guess I guess the ones that Joy used didn't, but I mm, it has time magic. It feels weird.
Well, that's what you meant by feel weird. It. I kind of just coincided, but no, but that's not. But why would an oven have time magic?
Daisy just shrugs. They don't know the answer to that.
I mean, to
God.
be fair, we are in a time box. I think that's what you could call it. But why would an oven specifically need that?
Oh, maybe we should ask the timeless one.
I'm not sure if that is a good idea right now. It is a rather um. Uh, he is probably sleeping.
Yeah, you want to roll persuasion on that?
Yeah. Here, I'll try to roll persuasion. uh, I mean, here, let me see what he rolls first before I. God. So he rolled a nat one.
Oh,
Oh no. I think Daisy's already left the room like they went through a wall before you got anything out.
Oh, wait. Daisy. We should not wake him up. We've already been rummaging through his kitchen. He goes and follows after.
where is Daisy going?
I don't know. I don't
Or
know if
intending
they
to
know.
go?
They're intending to find the professor.
Oh no.
Okay, if hmm.
Oh
Well,
boy.
if that's what's on their mind, then let's see. Are you gonna cooperate or not? No. Um you get it's kind of hard to navigate in here. So you are actually kind of wandering around for a bit. But then you find a door that's sort of placed in a way that seems like destination.
Okay. Yep, they're gonna go through the door.
Ooh, Daisy. And he stands very awkwardly in front of the door, like.
Yeah, Rutin. They went through the door, they didn't open the door, so.
Yeah, I know. He's just standing there, like, and he's doing that thing where, like, you reach out to get the doorknob, or not, and like, but he's pulling his hand back, but then he's pulling forward, then he's pulling it back, like.
Yeah, no, it looks like a kind of regular interior door.
He's just very nervous. He does not want to disturb the professor, but also.
Well, Daisy, would you like to roll perception?
Sure. That's a 13.
Oh, okay. It's the lights are off, but you can see well enough. I mean, you probably have dark vision.
Yeah, and also they glow.
Right. So you can see well enough that this is not a bedroom. It is a room with sort of like okay, there's like a chair and a small side table and a sort of it's one of those like space Oh God, what do you call the zigzaggy space dividers?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And then beyond those items, there are a bunch of racks of what appear to be clothes.
Hmm.
You found a wardrobe,
Oh my
Ah.
god.
a rather large one.
Oh my god, we're going to Narnia now.
Okay. I need, are they...
The professor does not seem to be in here.
No, they're not. I'm gonna roll, uh, I'm gonna roll a d2 to figure out if they're going to stay or if they're going to continue looking for the professor.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, they're staying.
All right.
Oh my god.
I mean, they don't really, like... Their ability to keep track of what they're doing doesn't really seem to be that great.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's valid. Do they at least think to get routine in on this action?
I'll roll again. That was a nat 1. No. Sorry,
Ooh,
routine.
Oh my god.
okay,
Well, don't
routine.
worry.
Nothing happens. You're stuck outside for a bit, and time is just sort of ticking away.
Yeah,
Maybe you
and
should
he's
do
worried.
something.
Yeah. So now he's doing like that little anxious dance that people do.
Mhm.
And goes, okay, I'll go to and now he's gonna take the doorknob and try to open the door.
It's unlocked.
Nice. So he just he it's funny because his nerves have rendered him very much not stealthy. So he just kind of like bursts into goes, Professor, I'm so sorry.
Do you have dark vision?
I don't actually think he does. No, he does. Wait, no, he does not. I forgot.
Excuse me.
Oh, you okay?
I'm good. So yeah, you sort of see the first few meters inside from the light of the hallway. So you see the sort of kind of looks like a changing area and like the beginning of a few racks of clothes. The rest of
Yeah,
it's kind of dark.
you can't see Daisy because Daisy is in the middle of the clothes right now.
Uh, oh, maybe he's still asleep. No, but this is not. And he's actually going to do that thing where like you fumble around on the wall next to you for like a light switch or something.
Yeah, you find one.
He flicks that on.
Yeah. Some lights come on. They're not too bright, but well enough, nice enough for some atmosphere and to see everything accurately. And oh, this room is actually very big. There are lots of clothes. This is
Oh,
not a bedroom.
this. I sure hope the professor does not sleep in here.
Daisy's gonna come out and,
Oh, written
Ah,
friend, look,
oh,
look,
what?
clothes.
Uh, yes, there are a lot of clothes.
Yeah, I've never seen this many in one place.
Me either. Except in maybe where was that? A shopping mall, I think.
Mm.
Oh,
Mm, I
he's
haven't been to one
he's
of
can't be
those.
Eh?
Mall, shopping mall. I haven't been to one.
Oh, well, I've only been to one once or twice. Um, they weren't really as common where I used to live. But there's I think one or two around here. I've only been in there in passing to other places. Um, It is like, hmm, it is like a bunch of stores, and they put it all in one building, but they're all in different little rooms. Not like little rooms, but
Yeah, Joy was telling me about it when she moved to Good Luck Town.
good good luck, good time town.
That's it.
Ah, yes. Was there a shopping mall there? I hadn't thought about visiting. And he's now just still looking at the clothes. Are these all his clothes?
They don't seem to be. One of the items immediately visible is a neon orange leotard that looks like it could fit somebody who's maybe 9 feet tall.
What? How would he even wear this one?
There,
Maybe.
there are items of um uh hmm, the organization doesn't seem to be any. So there is just sort of a mix of items that are like, okay, some of these are probably too big for the professor. Some of these probably could fit him. Some of these are way too small. Um, and some of them are like, okay, all right, okay, does that have, okay, but why does this sweater have 6 armholes?
This is quite the collection. I wonder why. Well, I mean, I guess if you have a big pantry, if it's to feed other people, then maybe this is for other people too.
I guess so.
Hmm.
um,
They both look at each other like.
okay. Yeah, Daisy's just gonna pack up and
Maybe we could ask him.
Yeah, I don't think. I don't think we need to. I mean, this wasn't even on the agenda.
Mhm.
Flails his arms a little bit.
Oh, uh, why not?
And I mean, again, it is the middle of the night, and he is probably getting his rest. And also, we probably should not be in here. I mean, the kitchen is okay. That is one thing, but this is something different.
Okay. Rutin friend, do you need to sleep too?
Huh? Oh, no, no, I don't need to sleep.
But you said that it the others are sleeping.
Yes, um, but that book that I showed you earlier, I read that instead of sleeping. I I mean, I don't need to sleep because of Tenny.
Oh. Hmm. Okay.
I mean, you can also roll insight if you want,
sure.
because he's not lying,
Oh god,
but he's not
that's
telling the whole
terrible.
thing anyway. Six.
Oh,
Yep,
I'm
no, that makes
sorry.
sense.
Daisy, sweetheart.
It's fine. Well, uh, Yeah, no, that sounds about right. Yeah, I guess it's cool magic stuffs, you know?
Yeah, they trust their friend.
Yeah, totally not avoiding anything. Anyway.
Yeah, Daisy's gonna perk up at that and
Okay, guess, oh, pizza and cube.
Ah, right.
They're racing
Yes,
back to the...
we can go do that. Wait, we don't want to get lost. More like he doesn't want to get lost.
Do we need
Let's
to
see.
roll anything to get back to the kitchen?
You want to make us roll survival?
Yeah, do that because the ellipsis is not helping according to my roll of 6.
Oh dear.
You may be able to make up the difference.
Maybe.
No,
If
I'm
you
not helping.
Oh my god. A 2.
Yep.
Oh. Meanwhile, Routine on a mission, ready to go back to the kitchen.
Okay, all right. You do pretty good. You kind of you get turned around a bit and uh end up like at the med bay. But then from there you're sort of able to figure out like okay. The
Oh
kitchen was
yeah.
like near that, so
If I'm here, then okay, then I just go to and then the kitchen.
that route at least seems to have stayed consistent for now.
Huh, good. For now. All right, we've made it back to the kitchen, and then he turns around and Daisy is not there.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
God, Daisy might have gotten like stuck in one of the walls.
Probably. They tried to
Uh,
phase through it, and the ellipsis didn't like that.
Yeah, no, I think I think Daisy like there's sort of like a path that's kind of windy and Routine has to, go around and around and around these like little bits to get through, and Daisy is like, well, I could just go straight through, yeah? Because you can phase through walls. Only you get like a foot through the wall, and then like uh there's this sort of force that like repels you and tries to like push you out.
Yeah. Do they get stuck in it, or do they just get pushed back to where they were?
I think well, with her low roll, it might like it doesn't seem intentional, but it might make you stuck for a while. Like in pushing you out, it sort of like the force sort of grabs hold of you, and it takes a minute to get free from it.
Okay, I might need to roll something then.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I don't like where this is going.
That might have been a nat 1 on a whiz save.
Oh my god.
Oh, that. Okay. They're definitely panicking. They don't like being, especially because they're not used to being able to interact with things in this form. They do not like being stuck in being trapped. No.
Yeah,
God.
it is
Okay.
more like you got caught on something than that it was trying to hold you, but probably still doesn't feel good. And honestly, you might not be able to tell that in the exact moment.
Yeah. That's the thing is, I don't think they can tell that this is an accident right now. Oh God. Okay. What do you have, and what are you using?
And I will say though, Routine's like, uh-oh. He is gonna go back and look for Daisy. which I don't know if it will work out well, but he will try.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you'll probably be okay because you probably lost Daisy between the med bay and the kitchen.
Okay, so he starts backtracking a bit. Daisy.
Yeah, sorry,
Trying to keep his voice down.
I'm just
Daisy.
currently having a look at what spells they have.
Oh yeah.
I'm just afraid of what spells they have.
Yeah, well, it's not gonna be quiet, I can tell you that much.
Oof. Oh boy.
Nervous. Just like he is looking for Daisy.
Okay.
I shouldn't have done this.
Oh, this is hard. There is so many stuff here. I'm sorry.
That's alright. Hey, you're a deity. If you want to cast multiple things at once, I say fucking go for it. It's an FPS.
Meanwhile, I'll roll a whiz save too.
Oh no.
Hooray.
Does
Uh-oh.
the ellipsis count as a creature?
Uh, yes. In the spell, like, magical sense, yes, she counts as a creature. However, not every, like, surface and part of stuff around you might count as part of that creature. Think of it as, like, the armor on a person might not count as them, or...
Yeah.
All right, he's doing kind of okay. He's just worried about Daisy because now he's starting to think like, oh gosh, where did they go? Did they go to get the professor? We were just going back to the kitchen. But also, wait, what if they're in another room? What I don't know about? Something weird or dangerous or something.
Okay, well, okay. I think I found what they're going to do because there were other things that would do like more damage to the ellipsis, but they're not.
Oh,
They
God.
weren't really. They weren't really like centered on like what they want is they want out right now. So rather than they don't want to like they're not lashing out in like to hurt something, they're lashing out to like get
away.
themselves out. So they're gonna cast Fireball.
Oh God.
Oh, alright.
And they're gonna cast it at oh god, that was an at one, probably at the highest level, honestly.
Oh God.
Alright. What do you let's see. Is that area of effect or is that an aimed spell?
It's an area of effect. 20-foot radius sphere centered on the point must make a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah, no, the ellipsis's dex is not good.
Alright, well...
Wait, how close is Routine to that?
Probably not close enough. The radius is what, 20 feet, you said?
20-foot radius sphere centered on the point
He's probably
you
30.
choose, which
He's probably
would
30
be
feet.
themselves,
Yes.
so...
I would... Yeah, he's probably 30, 40. Like, he's close enough to hear it and maybe feel a little bit of the heat.
Yeah.
Oh God.
But yeah,
Are you making a dex throw or probably not?
I'm not making a throw. I couldn't pull up my sheet fast enough to
Fair
see
enough.
what I actually made the thing, so she's gonna fail it anyway. What's go ahead and roll damage.
Oh God.
Cool. All right.
You
Oh, I
you
don't like this.
no, you cannot kill the ellipsis with fireball. I
Well,
will say
I mean, I
Yeah.
that.
would hope not. But still.
Yeah, you can damage the ellipsis.
Yikes.
41
I like how
damage.
there are 4 ones in the good.
Yeah, that's 41 fire damage. Oh, and the fire spreads around corners and ignites flammable objects that are in the area.
Mhm. Thankfully there doesn't seem to be a lot of that. They sort of lick at the walls a little bit, but don't seem to catch. Um, it's a hallway. There's not a lot for them to get. Maybe there's a door that it sort of stays on for a bit, because it seems like it's a little more flammable than the rest of the hallway. But otherwise, in this sort of windy section, there's not a lot for it to hold on to, and there's not a lot to get damaged, except the walls do kind of get that charred, sort of blackened look to them.
Mm.
Does Routine see this?
Routine's close enough to probably hear the sound, feel a blast of warm air. And that's probably it until you actually sort of turn like 2 corners and get within visual range.
Yeah.
Oh God. Daisy! He's turned a corner.
Yeah, if you turn the corner and Daisy's there, Daisy's not responding because they're probably like kind of like hovering in the middle of the hallway, like currently like looking each in every way. And I think they've also cast um the wall of knives again, and it's just like around them.
Uh-huh. Wall of knives. Remind me, is that like a bunch of floating knives that are around their person? It's like a defensive spell? Okay, I thought so. So yeah, that's their routine. You see that.
Oh. He's not sure what to react to first. Any
Yeah, sorry,
fire
blade
or
barrier. Vertical
nice.
wall of whirling razor sharp blades made of magical energy.
Hmm. How long does the fire stick? Uh, is it
Yeah,
is
that's
it
my
like a
question.
is it like an instant whoosh, or does it like stay around for a while if it doesn't have anything to catch on?
I don't
Like
think
that.
it stays once it. I think it's just a whoosh, and then if anything like
Oh, good.
catches fire, that stays on fire. But yeah, it's
Okay.
instantaneous.
Yeah, you pass a door that's kind of half on fire.
Mm, uh, just a second. He's actually gonna skip the door. Listen, doors can be fixed, but friends, I don't know.
Oh yeah, no, that's valid. You're not looking, but in fact, after you pass the door, um, and but specifically because you're not no longer looking at it, the flames actually freeze, um, motionless. Uh, so yeah, it's just kind of like that now.
Damn, I
And
want to
you,
unpack that, but nah. Friend, friend.
yes, you have spotted Daisy in this kind of blackened corridor now. Honestly, some of the lights probably uh there's probably just a section where like 2 or 3 of the lights are out immediately where Daisy is, and it's sort of a bit of a darker spot.
Oh,
You can see well enough, especially because Daisy glows, and there's other stuff in the other lights in the hallway, but you know, probably took out a couple of the lights.
Yeah, yeah. Though Daisy is a little bit harder to see at the moment because there is a whirling mass of swords around them.
Right, right.
Oh, oh, Daisy. Daisy, and he slows, but he's still making an approach. Daisy, are you okay?
No, no, you can't. I'm not. I'm not. You can't leave me alone. I'm not. I don't
Daisy,
wanna.
Daisy, just
Let me go.
mm. He kind of takes a breath. Daisy, it is okay. Open your eyes. You are not. You are not where you think you are. He'll only take another step or two closer. He listen, knives, but he's also like it'd be like that.
Yeah, yeah. Like, okay, I rolled another wisdom for Daisy, and they got a lot better. So they're starting to like calm down and
Urban friend.
take a breath if you need to.
I some something something was holding me down.
But it is no longer holding you down.
I
It's okay. I understand. He's actually just he's gonna hold his arms out like he's gonna hold.
yeah. I think Daisy's gonna take a couple of more moments and then blink, and then the yeah, the blades disappear, and yeah, they're going to like uh zoom in close. Like, yeah.
I
I think
Don't
it
worry.
is. No, go ahead.
I I I think I panicked.
And that is all right. I just want to know. I know that you are okay now. There is nothing trapping you here. You are here with me, and we are going to breathe, and then maybe if we want to still make the pizza, that is anything that you want to do.
I'm I'm not there. I'm okay.
You are not there. You are here.
Okay. I'm sorry.
There there is no need to be sorry.
There is kind of like a faint thudding noise of like running, but it doesn't sound like shoes. So and then in the not the end of the corridor that you didn't come from, Routine, you see the professor come like skidding in from a cross section uh on his socks and just sort of like hit the wall um and then just sort of like push off and scramble towards you guys and like look around the kind of disaster zone What's going on? What happened?
Now, hold on. Just
What?
a minute.
Uh,
Just stay calm and quiet. We will explain everything when we get to the kitchen. Yes, and he's now looking more back to Daisy.
yeah, Daisy is currently hiding, like, behind, behind Rutin there, not looking
Oh.
at the professor.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, the
so
professor
does it
doesn't
just
need
look
to
like
roll.
routine?
Professor doesn't need to roll
Uh-huh.
any sort of insight to know. Like, if they catch any sort of glimpse of Daisy, that's a very, very guilty looking um, being.
Yeah, he's just sort of like catching his breath and just sort of like looking between them and the hall like with confusion. Um what kitchen?
um, yes, everything will be made clear in the kitchen. Um,
Oh, okay. Oh, right. He's just like looking around and then he's just sort of like, okay, you go on ahead. Let me just check this out real quick and I'll join you. And he just sort of like shoos them down the hall.
Yeah, yeah. Daisy's staying right where they are. I don't even think Rutin can see them at the moment there because they're hiding in his hair.
oh,
So is Routine going to get shooed or stay put?
oh, he'll get shooed around the
Okay.
corner, and
Yeah.
then he's just gonna like he's gonna take a look at what's going on.
Yeah, Professor, like, he's just sort of like, kind of agitatedly, like, sort of pacing around the space, like surveying, the damage. He's, in his, like, shirt sleeves, and, like I said, socks, which don't seem to match. Um, and he's got, like, let's see, what did I uh he's got uh he's got a bundle of something in his hands. Looks like maybe like uh some sort of knitting project and like knitting needles. Uh and you know, a kind of yarn, but he's just sort of like looking at the char marks and uh he doesn't, you know, as he's sort of like gets the gist of it, he seems to sort of chill out a little bit, because okay, this 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 can be fixed, it could be worse. um Nothing, uh, you know, there's no like hull breach or anything crazy like that. uh you know, no dimensional slippage. It's mostly cosmetic. Um and he does go up to the one door that had caught fire and is just sort of, it looks like it's just kind of on fire, and you can see now that it's frozen, with sort of the flames just not moving. Um and he does sort of look at that and put his hands on his hips and uh he opens one of the kind of blackened panels in the wall next to the door, and reaches his arm in and seems to adjust something, um and the door, uh kind of in fast forward, seems to uh continue burning and burn itself out.
Yo, that's pretty cool.
That's very
So it's
cool.
also kind of charred, but the flames are gone.
Nice.
And then he's gonna make his way down the hall towards the kitchen and you guys.
Like as soon as they see that, Ruti's like, "All right, let's go as if we went on ahead. Don't worry." It's cute. But yeah, kitchen time.
Yeah.
Yeah. On
Uh,
the table of the kitchen is a grapefruit, a frozen pizza, and a bag of marshmallows, and a cube of the glowing pink cube from your pantry.
uh-huh.
Also, the dishwasher is done.
And the oven is
And
preheated.
Yeah, I think you guys are in there and he just sort of like steps into the doorway and takes stock, and just sort of like, uh, looking like just mildly stressed, like uh, he kind of like pulls at his hair, as he's like shaking his head, looking around. Okay, so, okay, all right. You've got an explanation? He's just going to like pull a chair out and uh drop into it and put his uh knitting project on the surface of the table.
Wanted to.
he just.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Just you still can't see Daisy because they're still hiding in Rutin's hair. But
Hmm.
you do hear.
Wanted to ask you why the oven has time magic.
Oh, he kind of glances at Routine, um uh and then he goes, well, it's mostly just to make things go faster, but also to hmm, uh, it is useful for making things that need to bake for a very, very long time. Um, and it also has a safety feature that if kind of incidental, but I mean it works out. That if something uh, hmm, goes badly enough that it would uh, hmm, be harmful to the person during doing the cooking, it does sort of arrest the local time stream inside that particular space. That is to say, it stops time.
Oh,
So that if you put something in there that, I don't know, explodes, um, it will stop mm, when it starts to explode, and then, well, you at that point you've kind of just got it. You've kind of just got to. I mean, it really shouldn't get to that point, ideally, but there is a way to sort of safely uh, remove the object and return it to a state in which it is not imminently explosive. Then the oven can be safely used again.
he's just very slowly nodding, like, "Hey."
He's just running his hand through his hair like it's just kind of a project, so it's good to just not put explosive things in there.
Duly noted. Um,
Like, and he sort of waves his hands, and then settles to point at the cube. Like that.
eh?
Well, this is This is a cube of condensed energy.
Energy, like
It is a fuel of a particular species of robotic humanoids, and it is let's say if you could. It's a fuel substance that let's see, cube this size, you could probably run an average car off of it for 12 years.
he just kind of chokes a little for a second.
Oh, okay. That's actually causing that's causing Daisy to perk up because you mentioned car, and they know
Oh
what that
God.
is. They perk their head out and
You can use that in a car?
You would have to adjust some of the interfaces, but yes, potentially you could use it in a car. Most cars are not, at least most cars around here aren't made for this particular fuel, but could be modified for it, yes.
That's neat. I I've been in a car. Have you
Ah,
been in a car chase?
I have many times.
They're exciting.
Absolutely, they are.
Rutine's just standing here.
What about you, Routine? You've been in a car?
I mean, I've been in a car,
Professor just sort of nods.
not in a car chase.
Ah, well,
You should.
never too
They're
late.
fun. It's not so fun getting thrown out of a car, though.
No, that tends to be rather unpleasant.
I can only imagine.
Mm. So, okay, you're okay, late night snacking slash exploring.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well,
Rutin was showing me how the microwave and the dishwasher and the oven worked and the toaster. Did you know you cannot put marshmallows in the toaster?
Ah, I did know that, as a matter of fact. That I'm glad that you know that now. It's a good thing to know.
And well, I have only tested it once, but marshmallows explode in the microwave.
He like bites his lip as he tries not to laugh outright. And just nods a little more seriously, but he is like smiling. Yes, they will do that.
Oh,
Um,
so
they
the
don't taste very good when they get to that point.
we didn't just have a faulty marshmallow.
Oh, no. I reckon you probably just put it in too long. Um, okay, explains the marshmallows. Pizza probably was going to put that in the oven.
uh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
It Daisy is very inquisitive, so they
Mm-hmm.
wanted to know about uh, a lot of things that they might not know of. So, and I
Sure.
thought I could explain some of the things that I did know. They asked about the toaster. I told them about the toaster.
Right.
And yes, things progressed. And the marshmallows, the grapefruit's mine, don't worry about it.
Okay. He gets up and goes to a cabinet and takes out a circular metal pizza pan and starts unwrapping the pizza to put it on the pan.
He keeps explaining.
Yeah.
So then we made a mess of the microwave, but we cleaned it mostly. I started talking about the dishwasher, so then they asked about the dishwasher. So we decided to run the dishwasher, but then we saw the oven, so we were looking for stuff to put in the oven to bake. So we went into your pantry, and he starts getting more nervous as he's explaining.
Professor does not seem bothered by the things that you are saying. He seems completely casual. You may not be able to tell whether that's an act or genuine. You might need to roll.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, why not? Actually, I don't think his insight's very good.
Oh my god.
Cool. What?
That's a negative
Oh
one.
my god.
Okay. That was a Daisy insight.
Yep.
Okay. You think Professor's being a little bit too blasé in the way that parents sometimes are before they turn and yell at you.
Oh.
Oh no.
So you think he might be actually pretty angry.
God. Okay. Oh. They're
Meanwhile,
sort of like
with an 18.
Routine, you can tell he's kind of amused and exasperated, but ultimately okay with the things that you're saying. And is not upset about it, is just maybe, like I said, exasperated.
He still he tries to choose his words carefully in this situation.
Uh-huh.
So we went to the pantry, which is very nice, by the way.
He just shrugs as he puts the pizza in the oven.
We got the food items, and not food item. And then,
not for us.
yes, not for us.
That was me. I pulled it out. Rutin had nothing to do with it.
And
Well, that's all right. That's all right.
I mean, I don't think that's entirely true. We were
my
thinking
fault,
of things to bake.
not Rutin's.
Now Daisy, it's okay.
He sort of like he takes his attention off of the oven because Daisy sounds kind of upset. And puts his hands out, like, palms out, like, it's okay. That's all right. I'm just glad you didn't hurt yourselves. If you had put it in the oven, it would have been kind of inconvenient for me, but it wouldn't have hurt anything.
Which is a good thing.
Well, yes. I try to keep the kitchen as safe as I can, but I mean, it's a kitchen. There's only so much you can do.
That is true.
No, but it's okay. It's not like it's irreplaceable. I mean, it's okay. He seems like just kind of a little confused about what Daisy is upset about, but he's trying.
So you're not mad at Rutin, friend?
I mean, he might be a little stressed, a little maybe disappointed, but I don't think entirely mad would be the word.
I have to agree. I am a little bit stressed. he sort of like gestures towards the door to the kitchen, mostly because of that.
Yes, I forgot about that.
I
forgot to explain that.
but I also gave you, kind of implicitly, a free reign of the kitchen and the facilities, so I'm not upset for you trying to experiment with things. It's, I didn't tell you not to.
So, you're not going to yell at us?
I don't plan to.
I mean, I would hope not, but
I don't think I've got anything to yell about. Not yet, anyway. I don't mean that in a. And he sort of like catches himself, and like just sort of like knocks himself on the head with his knuckles. Like, okay, no, not in a threatening way. Just literally, I don't think that is a thing that could change potentially, but I don't think it will, and it is not the case currently.
Okay. But if you have to yell at someone, yell at me and not Written Friend.
I would disagree with that. I mean, besides the fact I don't think either of us should be yelled at. If anything, we did this together. So
I think it's very kind of you to try and take the heat, Daisy. But that's quite all right.
take the heat.
They're sort of, they're like still sort of eyeing you, Professor. Like, I don't know if
Yeah.
I completely like if I completely trust
Believe
it,
him.
but yeah,
Yeah.
but
No,
they're
that's valid. They rolled really low.
but they're continue enough, and they're just going to sort of like rest on Rutin's head, but they're like, I'm watching you.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So, okay, I think I understand the kitchen activities. What about and he points again at the kitchen door.
Yes. As far as I can tell, so the oven has a time magic.
Yes.
Uh, Daisy was aware of that. I was not. But uh, Daisy thought, well, let's ask the professor, and
Sure.
went to go find you.
Oh, all
And
right.
I was not sure that was a good idea because it is the middle of the night, but I had to follow.
Ah.
And we tried to find where you were. We were unsuccessful.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm
on
not
our way,
surprised. It can be hard to find your way around here.
yes, we found a wardrobe instead.
Ah, you found the wardrobe.
The wardrobe?
Well, yes. I mean, there's probably another one somewhere, but that's the main one. It's where most of the stuff is.
The infinity box is mean.
Mean?
Me?
Ow.
He's just confused.
What, because she didn't... Look, it's not necessarily... Okay, she can be mean about, like, making it hard for you to get around, yes, but she's usually not trying that. It's just kind of the natural state of the place, is that it's a bit labyrinthine in places.
Yes.
She wouldn't let me go.
Oh,
Would you...
right.
Wouldn't...
As far as I can tell, after we couldn't find you, we decided to come back here. But uh, I got here, Daisy got lost. So I went back. And I think they got stuck.
Stuck?
I don't know if it was in the hallway or in a wall or
Oh,
something. Um,
Daisy, did you try to go through a wall?
Would you like to roll an insight?
Uh, let's see. Professor, insight is 15.
Yes. And not saying it, but yes, you can tell they tried to go through a wall.
Mm-hmm.
In fact,
Yeah,
they went through many, probably.
uh-huh. Um, yeah, he just sort of like, taps his finger against his mouth. Okay, okay. Well, you didn't know, but I imagine she wasn't happy about that. The thin ones are all right. There's not much substance to them. You can just go right through, honestly. Um, Sorry, I don't have a lot of incorporeal guests, at least not lately, so I didn't think of it. But the thicker walls, the more sort of structural bits, yeah, I can imagine she wasn't really very happy about you trying to go through that, and she probably resisted that. Um, what exactly happened, dear?
I couldn't move. I was being held, and I couldn't move. And and I
Hmm,
I don't
it's okay.
you didn't like that.
know. No,
Hmm.
I
Oh,
wanted to get out.
right. So, and he's sort of like piecing things together. So you uh kind of lashed out the
Yeah. I uh yeah, I I wanted to get out, so I might have exploded.
mhm. That's about what it looked like. Okay. Um yeah, he's just sort of like got his hand on his chin and he's just sort of he's trying to puzzle something out. Um and he puts a finger up to them like just 1 second and just sort of like uh looks off kind of into the distance and seems to be like concentrating for a few seconds. Um and then looks back at them. All right, so I don't it doesn't seem like she was intending to uh keep you in place. I don't think she had any reason to do that. But her control of uh a lot of things is iffy. Uh it's possible that um uh it wasn't hmm, uh it wasn't a sort of 1 point contact. You might have just gotten stuck a bit. Not your fault, not her fault, just sort of bad circumstance. She's not. He sort of like taps his head again. She's not giving me any sort of malice.
Is she all right?
She's okay. She's that's a bit of it's largely superficial where you were. Um, most of that'll uh wash out essentially. Um, might have to replace that door, but that's not a big deal. You didn't hit anything, vital. And she's quite big and quite strong. Uh, you didn't hurt her very much. It's okay.
Okay. I didn't wanna hurt. I just didn't wanna be there.
Of course, right. You were probably panicking. It sounds like. Kind of like looks to Routine for confirmation.
Damn. Me sitting here having him called out. Yeah. But he nods.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay, that's all right then. Are you well, you got free. Are you okay now?
I'm not hurt.
Mm. Maybe a little upset though still.
Maybe a little.
Mm-hmm. Of
Which is normal.
course. Yes. Well, then, maybe we'll just, uh, keep it low key for a bit. Uh, just sort of, I don't know, find something entertaining to do. Does that sound alright? Do you want to watch me do the pizza in the time oven?
Yeah, that'll get him to perk up.
I I've watched pizza being made before.
Ah, but probably in a regular oven.
Yeah. It it was it was in the kitchen at well the I don't remember the name of it. But the place that I was at when I met Joy, and
Oh,
she would make pizza.
hmm. Well, yeah, he'll just sort of like wave them both over to stand where they can see. Uh and honestly the pizza's already in there. He's just going to like um no, it goes real fast, so watch.
Okay.
He hits the button, and in the matter of maybe 5 seconds, it's like watching a time lapse of a pizza cooking. And
Oh, that's so cool.
it just dings, and there is a uh sort of nice, warm, sizzly, crispy, appropriately browned pizza, as the professor just sort of checks that it's, done. There does seem to be a sort of like, uh, honestly, I'm not sure if the two of you noticed this, but for the audience's sake, there is a sort of like hard latch on the door so that if like the time feature was still going, it wouldn't open. It's a safety thing. Um, but the
Very,
professor
very good
opens it, and
idea.
there's your pizza. Ta-da!
Oh,
That was very fast.
it was much faster than in a regular oven.
Oh yes. Um, I don't suppose you can eat it. Routine? He's just sort of going to like he's gonna get some hot he's gonna get some oven gloves and a what is that? Sort of the heat coaster thing, and
Ah.
put out the pizza and put it on some plates and stuff.
Routine will help out and go, yes, we, well, I mean, I don't know if you want to eat any right now, Professor, but I will eat some for Daisy.
Oh, I mean, I might as well. I was already up. Actually, that reminds me. As they're sort of like, I imagine at this point, just like seated at the table across from each other, with the pizza. And honestly, I think it's funny if Professor like gestures a routine with a slice. Why are you awake? It's still pretty early. I don't think
I
you could have gotten much sleep.
I do not need to sleep.
He said he reads instead.
Hmm. Is that okay? You literally do not require sleep?
Tenny allows me to not need sleep.
Huh. Okay.
I mean, you can roll insight, though.
Yeah, he will. He seems a little confused, but on the other, whoa, okay. Nat 20.
Oh.
Oh!
So yeah, that's nat 20, modifier of 3.
23.
Yeah.
You know, I I mean that just kind of makes sense. Uh, I mean, or at least you highly suspect that Denny is not just a puppet, but
Oh.
but you also have a feeling, man, this seems a little too convenient of an of an excuse. Maybe there's something else behind it.
Mm-hmm. With a nat 20, can he I mean, it probably should have been an Arcana roll for this detail, so it's up to you whether he gets it or not. But could it occur to him that not being able to sleep is an Eldritch Invocation?
Yeah.
Because he knows some warlocks. He's never been one.
And I'll say that for convenience's sake as well, that he does have his little tome of shadows on the table.
Oh, okay.
So that does make sense. So that does check out. But again, feels like he could be leaving something out as well as he looks at the book and then kind of just looks down at the table a little as he takes a bite of pizza.
Mm-hmm. He just sort of tilts his head a bit. So, well, that's sort of a magical feat that I know some people have. Tenny allows you to. Out of curiosity, why take that one? Usually, you're given a few options. Not that I would necessarily know personally. I've never actually been a warlock myself. Why that one? Why the sleepless one? Out of curiosity.
God, he's so stupid. All right, so I decided to roll something because I was like, I wonder if Routine knows the extent here, or at least of influence. So I decided I'll roll like an Arcana or an Intelligence to figure that out. He got a 1.
Oh no.
So then he just goes, "Wait, you can pick? Pick? I thought that's just how it went.
Uh,
A warlock?
I,
Is that
I,
it's called?
is that what?
Is that what it's called?"
Oh boy, Professor like sits back, and just sort of like looks at him absolutely incredulously. Did you not intentionally become a warlock? How do you not know what a warlock is if you are one? Because it seems like you are. That's a warlock thing. I mean, unless you've got a sort of workaround where you're some sort of wizard with a particular feat, and it allows you to sort of do different things and take a. But that's typically a warlock sort of ability.
um,
And yeah, you usually get a choice, at least out of a small pool of options.
hmm.
So okay,
I'm gonna roll one other intelligence.
okay, yeah, you can do that.
Oh,
Professor
that's
has
better.
one question,
Huh?
so he's sort of like, okay, so if the, so is not sure if you know this terminology if you don't know that you're a warlock, but is Tenny then your patron? Is Tenny the source of your magical ability? He seems a little skeptical, but that's where the puzzle pieces are leading.
I believe that Daisy knows that Tenny is more powerful than they appear, right? Because they rolled that in one of our earlier FPS, correct?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
They
so now
also
he rolls
got
a 17 and goes. But go ahead.
oh, they also got a feeling off of the book, I remember. In Pond of
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
Orb
Yeah.
yeah.
part.
Yeah. It's a
Well, they're powerful enough to be.
Oh, they.
Patron.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yes, right. They both have the oh moment here. And
Uh-huh.
I do remember Tenny saying something like that. Hmm.
Huh.
I mean, they did tell me that I could not sleep. I could see in the dark. That one was fun. I had that a little bit. Um,
That's a useful thing to have.
yes, yes. And I mean, well, see. Uh, Tenny does give me power. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We made a. Well, Tenny offered to help me with with what I wanted to do.
Yeah, typically it's called a pact. It's a sort of deal between a patron
Yes,
and
yes, a deal.
the right. Um, what do you call the patron and their warlock? Yeah, forgot the terminology a second. Uh, huh. Well, what did uh, what did Tenny get out of the deal?
Well, let me see. Hold on. Let me take a look at something. Okay.
while you're looking at that, I can give that was a 14 on deception because
Oh,
Daisy's trying to hide it for Rutin's sake, but Professor with that 17 in insight. Oh no, wait. The Professor is 23 in insight. Daisy doesn't like Tenny.
Ah, okay. So sort of maybe out of a little bit behind where Routine can see, but making a face.
Yeah, yeah. They have nothing really to go off of other than feeling that they don't like Tenny.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that was a fun charisma save. Routine. Okay, so well, Danny would, and then he kind of just stops a second, and it kind of just looks like he spaces out, just for like a second, and then goes, well, then it doesn't. It, well, they don't like talking about themselves that much, so um, I I am told not to really say much. So
Uh, it's a private matter then?
uh, I uh, I guess in the same way. Well, we both like keeping things quiet, I guess.
He does sort of nod, conceding that point. Would you say that his 23 insight carries or not?
Carries for what?
For being able to tell that he's maybe acting slightly out of character, if only because I mean the point that I can think of is Routine doesn't seem to generally have a problem telling people stuff if he's asked, and
Yes, that is very true.
this is a point at which he has said no, and the professor does notice that, I imagine.
I mean, I would certainly say so. In fact, the way that he kind of stopped and kind of danced around the question, uh, you have a feeling that it is not exactly his choice that he doesn't want to say anything.
Uh-huh.
Uh, you might even imagine it could be, I mean, it could be anywhere from just a feeling that Routine has that, maybe I shouldn't say that.
Right.
Or it could even be something like like what the professor has like a connection to the ellipsis, and that maybe they are directly told, not to say anything, or maybe it's part of the deal.
Right. Could be like a telepathic order, or could be like one of those curses where you're it like compelled to do something or not do something, as it were, and especially the ones where you're not able to talk about it. That's sort of a common curse feature. You
Yeah.
can't speak about it. So Professor's not entirely he's not 100% cool with that. He's just kind of contemplating Routine.
Meanwhile, Routine just nibbling on the last bit of slice of the pizza.
Mm-hmm. Um. Hmm. Uh. Well. Maybe you can answer this. Was it Was it a fair deal?
Um, Me sitting here as the player, knowing what I know, Routine immediately. Um, oh, yes. I mean, I would say so. Um, we, I mean, we're both pretty comfortable. And goes into his pocket. And here's Teddy and Puppet.
uh.
And he kind of just looks expectantly, like, right? And Teddy just nods.
Hmm. Um, I think Professor, being an impulsive idiot, is going to cast detect evil and good. Um, which I will.
Yeah, what does that do again?
Yeah. It's is it instantaneous? Oh no, it's an action, concentration up to 10 minutes. But the point is, I will know if there is an aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead within 30 feet of me, as well as where. So I imagine I detect
Daisy is showing up as a
Daisy.
celestial.
Yeah.
All right.
So this may or may not pick up Tenny. Is sort of his thinking. Like this is something that he can try to see if it's something he's familiar with.
Okay.
Um,
Um,
sorry, just
no,
on
what's up?
to like how Daisy shows up in this is that it it's weird in that like they are definitely showing up as a celestial, like where you can like see their corporeal form,
Mm.
but it's also like not like it's sort of showing up as the both there and not there, whereas like the
Mm-hmm.
physicalness of Daisy is the jewel, which is I think currently sitting on the table, like that is also showing up as
Mm-hmm.
celestial, and like it's the same celestial but it's the physicalness of it.
Yeah. No, I get that. They sort of they're sort of projecting a a piece of themselves, and that um is at least manifest enough to register from the spell, but it is still clear that most of Daisy is in the thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh-huh. That makes sense.
Okay. All right. Hmm. So what you get out of this, um, so on, you know if it's within and where. Okay. Um, all right, so I'll give you this.
Mm-hmm.
There is nothing within 30 feet of you.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have any
Of those
there.
things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
However, I mean, it's not within 30 feet. Um, but I
No.
will
Within that
say you,
range, none of those things.
well, not a creature. Basically, you can detect a lot of, and I'll actually use this in even in combination with your insight
Mm-hmm.
because I think it's neat.
Mm-hmm.
That there is a bit of like concentrated like fey energy
Mm-hmm.
from the puppet, but
Uh-huh.
you get the feeling that that is not where Tenny is.
In the way that Daisy is in the jewel.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what you get with that.
Uh-huh. Yeah, he just sort of like leans on the table with his palm on his cheek and the elbow on the surface. Just sort of squints a bit. So, hmm, how'd you
Oh,
meet?
oh, oh, yeah. Well, I mean, we met not too long after I got here. In Anguil, I mean.
Uh-huh.
I'm not from Anguil. At least not not really. I mean, I kind of grew up in near cinema,
Hmm.
in Faruma, but or near Faruma.
Uh-huh.
Place names.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
you said you grew up around lots of real kind.
Yes, because a lot of real kind, well, a lot more real kind need dentists than toons.
Ah.
Usually with toons, it's like an episodic kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But with real kinds,
Kind of constant.
yes, much more frequent.
Mm-hmm.
But
So you met when you got here.
yes, not long after I started my sabbatical. Yes.
Huh.
What's a sabbatical?
Oh, a sabbatical is when you go on like a little trip. It can it's supposed to help you learn about different things. Um, Usually, it is related to your profession. So,
Oh, okay. I know what Daisy wants to ask, and we're actually gonna see if they are going to ask that or not.
me sweating like,
Professor, meanwhile, is considering casting a different spell.
I'm
Okay.
sweating.
All right. Yeah, I think.
When did this become? We're gonna ask Routine all the questions.
Yeah, I think Daisy's just gonna perk up and
Oh, did you go on your sabbatical because you didn't like your job?
Oh my god. Uh, Freaking dying here.
Mm-hmm. Professor looks curious because this was they kind of discussed dentistry versus gardening in their FPS Serotonin a while ago.
Uh-huh.
I don't
They
think
did
they.
it. Or I'm talking about Daisy. Well, man,
Well, you talked a bit about it last part one.
that's
yeah. Daisy knows that Rutin doesn't like their purpose slash their job, but they don't know anything more than that. So they're like, "Oh, is that like connected?"
Mm.
oh, you poor. Well, either way, he's gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Professor, you can see right through this.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, if you still, I will give you another shot at insight for Daisy
Sure.
Candle. I will take Professor's insight and go. All right, yeah,
Oh.
you can see right through this man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I go, yay! I get to bully my boy a little bit. Oh my god, that's a one.
Actually, that I did that wrong. That was supposed to be a -3, so it's actually a -1.
Oh, good grief.
You know what? And I think it makes sense because without skipping a beat, but not too quickly, he goes, "Oh no, it was nothing like that. After all, I mean, it is good to learn new things, and whether it's related to my job or not, I am happy to do that." Yeah, this is complete and utter bullshit, Professor.
Yeah, I think that's going to make him cast that spell.
What spell is it?
It's Greater Restoration. So he is actually going to have to touch him. Here, let me just
Okay,
put
I was
it.
thrown for this, huh? Uh-oh.
He's going to just sort of like quickly reach over and just kind of tap two fingers against his forehead.
Uh, let's see. Okay.
So he wants to see if that does anything.
All right. Let me see. All right, you can reduce it. Yeah, because it's funny because my brain was immediately going, you're going to Zone of Truth this bitch again. But instead, you pulled the Greater Restoration card, which I was not prepared for.
That is fair.
And I think it's really neat. Um, It's, okay. You know, I hadn't thought about that one. Let me check.
I think Daisy's just
Okay, so
like
that's
taking it at face value. We're like, oh,
Well, that makes sense.
just like completely like obvious that they're 100% believed what Rutin said.
Uh-huh.
yeah, and I'd like to think Routine goes, yes, that's right, and then gets like poked in the head by the professor.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so um when you kind of poke him in the head, he just kind of goes, oh, yes. He's just kind of confused.
I'm just trying something.
Um, does he like keep his hand there, or does he just kind of like poke him?
No, it's instantaneous.
Oh, nice. So you just kind of poke him.
Yep. He's just kind of like looking at him curiously.
Would you say Daisy knows what Professor cast with that Arcana?
Oh shit!
Absolutely, absolutely. This is a well-known spell.
Is everything okay?
Um,
Well, he's
I,
lying is all.
I,
He is?
And I haven't known him to lie, so I was a bit concerned.
uh, what? I, I wasn't lying.
But yes, you were.
And what makes you say that?
You didn't. Your sabbatical has like been what, a year long now?
I,
Uh,
I,
Over a year?
I don't think it's been that long.
Uh,
I,
it's been. You were on sabbatical when he snaps his fingers when we first met Joy. That was quite a while ago.
Well, yes. I mean, nothing dictates how long a sabbatical has to be.
Mm, perhaps, but I mean, I am. I did kind of get the feeling that you are maybe not as into dentistry as you like to think you are.
I, I do still like dentistry.
Yeah, and I like cricket, but I don't enjoy playing it or watching it. It's fine, but I'm not going to go out of my way to do it. And I actually might actively avoid it. But it's fine. It's okay.
Mm,
you did say that you didn't like your purpose.
Yeah, Professor's look sharpens.
I mean, well, that is not. Well, I mean, that is. And he just kind of starts starting and stopping.
You don't need to lie to us.
Mm, but
Although maybe you're lying to yourself.
uh, just stop calling him out.
Uh,
You can you can trust us, Rutin friend. We want to help.
but 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 I'm okay. I besides I have Tenny. Tenny can help too. Um, and
Maybe.
that's
But if Tenny's your friend, Tenny should be okay with helping you in any sort of uh project you decide to start or career you decide to follow, any path you decide to go on.
but but they have been doing that. They've been helping me.
With dentistry?
I mean, it isn't it when well when we made the deal. I I asked them I I asked them if they could if they could help me make people happy.
Professor like closes his eyes and just sort of like inhales and okay. Um, that sounds familiar.
Ah,
Yes, I know.
I was trying to help Joy make people happy.
Yes,
Right.
why do you think I took the wand in the first place? Tenny told me to. That it might help. You know,
Mm.
with maybe a couple of modifications, it would be not as well, not as bad. Not like the gift was bad. It was just they weren't truly happy. Um, so
No, and maybe less painful if you tried to disobey it.
yes, essentially. So we took it, except I was not smart enough to figure it out. So
Mm-hmm.
and and then, but we met you, Daisy, and well, I mean, gestures and everything. All of this happened. So,
Why do you think you have to make people happy?
well, I mean, I don't think I need to. I want to.
Okay, why?
Why? Well, it's
Yeah,
nice to see everyone smiling, you know, having a good time and getting
yes,
along.
right. So why can't you just do that in a mundane way? Why make a deal with a magical entity to do that? Why does a dentist need to be a warlock?
Well, you can see how well the dentist thing was working out.
You sort
Mundane
of
wasn't working. They were all they were all scared of me.
You,
well, dear.
you're wrong. You
Wrong?
helped. I was there. I, I was tired, but you, when Joy went and met you, and you made her not scared.
I I do remember that. That was he can't help but have a kind of a soft expression on his face.
Well,
And
there you go.
I don't think you're scary.
Hmm.
And I've met a lot of people who are scary.
Um, I don't doubt that. I might not be scary to some, but the people that aren't scared of me, well, they just think I'm dumb. So I don't know which one is worse.
So, how was this magical deal going to help with that?
Well, think about it. When people are scared, they get sad and they cry. When people think that you're dumb, they get frustrated and angry at you. So if I make either one of them happy, that that helps.
Okay. And how does Tenny help you make people happy?
He raises up like a pointed finger to like say stuff, and then he stops. And that's kind of hard to explain. Um,
Is it magically?
I'm I'm sorry. Do you mind repeating that?
Oh, is it magically?
Like to magically help?
Yeah, is it whatever they do, is it a magical method?
Um, I I think so.
You think so? You don't know for sure?
Well, I mean, it's not like Telly, your character. It's not like Tenny tells me everything. Um,
Well,
they say it's good to have some secrets.
Does does Tenny have a domain? Wait, that's not.
mm,
It, domain
probably, maybe not quite. Um,
like what? Like a house?
No, no, like me.
maybe a court would be more.
Eh, court. Court is usually a group of people. Yes.
Yes, usually.
Well, they're just well. I mean, they've been by themselves. Um, I don't really think they work with other people.
Uh-huh.
Yes, usually they just kind of stay by themselves, and he stops talking abruptly, but only
Tenny,
for a moment.
Tenny,
Uh, what are you talking about?
stop it.
Me? Stop. I have.
No, Tenny, stop messing with him.
It, Tenny isn't messing with me. I spoke too much.
No, you spoke too much.
Yes, I'm not really supposed to talk much about where they are and what they do.
Why do you think that is?
Well, I maybe they just like to be like that.
Even to you? They're warlock? The friends?
I mean, do friends tell each other everything?
Not everything, but routine. Where friends, and you're in my kitchen. There's a lot of stuff about me that you don't know that I probably don't want to tell you, but I'll tell you some stuff, like how to work the time oven.
Mm. To Tandy. And he actually will look to Tenny, the hand puppet.
Mm.
Is he is right, right? You can tell about Tenny just kind of stares. A I mean, did you at least maybe you can answer these questions? Tenny still remains silent.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, maybe they're not around right now.
I kind of doubt that. I think they've got an eye on you right now.
As you say that, the hand puppet moves closer and seems to kind of like you could see like the little hand puppet making little like open and close mouth movement.
Mm-hmm.
It's like whispering essentially.
Uh-huh.
It goes, "Oh, yeah, I mean that does make sense. Uh, uh, he says it's not time yet.
Not time yet?
Yes,
Why?
uh, he'll turn to Tenny. Why? Another whispering.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, he says to be patient.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
You're rather shy today, aren't you, Tenny?
I can think of a
What?
reason. What?
No, I'm listening to Candle go, okay.
Uh,
Sorry, I'm rolling something.
Mm.
I'm a little afraid.
Mhm.
They they're gonna nod at that. And they're just gonna be like,
Okay, I'm trusting you, Rutin friend.
and then they're going to turn to Tenny and um
But if you hurt them or you make them hurt people, you're gonna regret it.
and I was rolling an intimidation.
Oh.
Ooh.
So yeah, like it's more in the they're backing it up with the fact that they do have the power to follow that up if necessary. That's sort of what
Oh.
they're implying to the puppet.
Yeah.
Okay. Um. So would I roll like a whiz?
Uh,
Oh, you can if you want.
probably to contest. Yeah, if you want to
Yeah,
contest it.
why not? For fun. Let me see. Like what? Would a whiz save help?
Either a whiz save or a whiz check.
Yeah.
It's been a bit since I brushed up on the rules between like things between players, but
Yeah. I guess I could just do a check for now. Okay. Oh yeah, I don't have dice or Tammy. And that's a 12.
mm,
um Now I will say the the little hand puppet ever so slightly begins to shake. Though you're not sure if that's actually Tenny or if it's just Routine, who may or may not have been intimidated. So,
hard to read, but something happened.
oh, but Tenny wouldn't do anything to hurt me. I know you wouldn't. Looking at Tenny. Tenny nods.
Well, then they've got nothing to worry about.
Professor just he's got like one other comment to just sort of needle them a bit more.
Uh,
So he sort of looks like considering and he goes, "You know what, Routine? I can think of one reason why Tenny might not want to tell you certain things, tell you most things."
is it because it isn't bad to keep secrets?
Eh?
You know, I mean, everyone has secrets, so
Well, they just seem to be keeping an awful lot of secrets. And I can think of a different reason.
oh, okay. He just looks kind of confused.
Well, you see, uh, sometimes, hmm, you might not want to tell people tell a person, let's see, what you're doing or much information about yourself or how things work if you think they're dumb.
That actually fits a little bit in with what Daisy was thinking. I think probably just Daisy's gonna perk up at that as at the end of the.
Oh, do do you think they think Rutin is a child too?
Oh my god.
I don't know if it's that exactly, but,
Because Rutin had
hmm,
to explain to me that toons are not children.
he sort of tilts his head. Uh, I don't know that, Tenny, thinks that exactly. But, I don't know that Tenny has a very good opinion of his warlock. Otherwise, I think he would trust him more.
So that was a whiz save for routine.
Yeah.
He's holding it together, but he does seem um he actually seems a bit upset.
Uh,
Um
yeah, sure.
yeah. Yeah, upset, but not in the way you think.
mm,
Partially. It that's that's not true, is it? Any? No, no, that can't be right. What? Why would you say something like that, Professor?
Well, dear, you said that you were made to feel like people were afraid of you and like people thought that you were dumb. So I don't know, just the sort of pattern of hmm, actions of things that I've heard Tenny doing, or rather not doing, in how much they're telling you. Just it just sort of fits the pattern. I might be wrong.
You 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 gotta be wrong, right? Right?
Hmm.
And
Oh god. I'm trying to figure out how Daisy's reacting to this because oh god, this is like complicated for them.
Hmm. Let's see. Professor just has one thing. He uh folds his hands together in this sort of like triangle on the table's surface. Um and very sort of gives like a routine a very frank look. And he goes, Routine, you may have made a bad friend.
bad friend.
You may have made friends with somebody who's not good to be friends with. And I don't want to see you get hurt. Which is why I'm telling you.
Right. He is completely lost for words.
Mm,
You can see the look in his eyes. He is distraught
mm-hmm,
and kind of shaken up,
mm-hmm,
and but also kind of ashamed.
mm. Well, unless you want to interrupt Candle,
uh
Professor can respond to that, but you may go ahead.
yeah, I think if Rutin like obviously looks that way, I think Daisy will say,
Rutin friend, are you alright?
Let me check if he's all right.
Mm,
Okay, so he he kind of just swallows hard and goes, "No, I am not. And you told me not to lie, so I am not. But I am. I don't know how to feel about it." And
understandable.
oh,
Understandable.
It's okay. You're allowed to feel upset. But you're you're tough. I know you can do this.
It's not. Oh,
go
sorry.
ahead. No, go ahead.
Oh, it's not your fault. I've I've made some bad friends in my time. One in particular comes to mind. We were very, very good friends, and he turned out to be a very, very, very bad person to be friends with.
Let me roll something real quick. Yeah. Well, I can't read. What is kill? One. Okay. Sorry, I wanna roll a funny little thing.
Hmm.
Ah, nice. Okay. And Richie nods, but you then hear a voice come from the puppet.
Hmm.
But that is not what this is about, is it? The only thing you have in mind is to get a rise out of me. Yes? Oh, Denny.
Professor tilts his head. Hmm, no, this is what this is about. Uh, although, an emotional response would probably help. I won't lie about that. But, no, this is really about, yeah, I think you're a bad influence.
A
And
bad
Routine's a decent
influence.
guy. Routine's a decent bloke. He doesn't need to be.
You're right. He doesn't need to be around people who would jump to conclusions and
Oh,
imply that
well, now you're
I
talking
would
about
think,
me.
oh, was that not clear?
He just sort of like grins playfully.
Well, you seem to be having a lot of fun making fun of my warlock.
No, no, I'm not making fun of Routine. I'm trying to get a reaction out of you, and it seems like I succeeded. So you're talking to me.
Was that really all?
No, I'd also like you to go away.
Well, all right then. And the puppet stops talking. Didn't he? Oh, are you not going to talk anymore?
Well, I did tell him to sod off.
Mm.
Sorry, that does kind of end the conversation, though, doesn't it?
It just, Danny does not seem bad. I don't get why you think that.
Call it, intuition, born of, experience. I've been in some shit relationships.
Yeah, that's a move.
Uh, God, God, Daisy's just handing me. You swore!
um,
I I I want to. I want you to be able to make your own decisions and friends' routine. But I also don't like Tenny.
They weren't very nice.
What? But I mean, but,
Well, they were a bit rude. I mean, yes, I was kind of being a bit rude to begin with, but
I mean,
didn't have to be rude back.
but I doubt that that's what they meant. They were probably just trying to be
I should,
protective.
no. I think they tried to make it seem like that to you. But I don't think that's what they meant.
I I'm sorry. He gets up from the table. I think maybe we should just all go to bed.
I already slept.
What do you mean you already slept? It hasn't been. How long has it been?
Well, it's been at least 4 hours. It's push. See, it's 9. It's what, 2 in the morning?
Yes.
Right.
2:03.
I don't need. Very good, dear. But he just shrugs like I don't need as much sleep as the average real kind.
Hmm.
Or Tune for that matter.
Is it? Do you work like the oven?
Uh he does seem kind of amused by that. He wasn't expecting that. Hmm.
Hold on, I'll be just a moment.
Mm-hmm. Some degree of status quo in order to pick up with the campaign.
Oh yeah, no, believe me. I mean, there'll be a time and a place to get
Yeah.
to that one, but
Right.
um,
So yeah, no, Professor was amused, Kendall's back, amused at uh Daisy and just goes, not quite. It's more of a just don't need a okay, it's kind of like the oven. It's not I don't actually fast forward anything, it's just very efficient. I don't need to sleep for nearly as long as most people. I mean, heck, there's the who's the elves also don't usually sleep at all. They just sort of meditate for a while. It's like
Yes.
that.
Ah,
well, I just wanted to make sure that you got rest, both of you. It has
No,
been quite the evening, morning.
eh,
Mm.
no, and I appreciate that. But I'm all right.
oh, I don't need to
Eh,
sleep. And this is exciting.
Okay.
if you want to hang out in the kitchen, I can Professor just sort of like he picks his knitting project up from the table. I can go. I was doing this elsewhere anyway when I, got alerted.
No, you don't. I mean, you don't have to leave. I
Well,
just,
because it's not like you sleep.
uh, well, not. Well, I only said that because I was kind of feeling bad about all the stuff, so I just wanted to leave. He just kind of stares like, yeah.
Yeah,
We could put more things in the microwave.
well, I'm just saying you don't have to go back to your room or anything. I can go.
I I just wanted to end the conversation. That
That's
was
fine.
really awkward for me.
That's
Okay.
fine. It's ended. That's fine.
Just
That's fine. I know. I can tell it's really stressful for you, and I'm sorry.
but no, that
No, it is.
no.
I'm sorry. But I'm not going to banish you to your room because you're not going to sleep there anyway. There's not much point. So I'm
I
going to
mean, I
go
would
back.
try to sleep, but it's not.
Look, if you want to, by all means. But I'm going to go back to my tea and my book and my knitting, and I'll see you at breakfast.
Okay.
Okay.
He just starts clearing the table of stuff.
Professor will take care of his plate and then um uh leave with have a good morning.
Daisy is just hovering awkwardly in the middle of the table.
Mm-hmm. God, Professor trying to do damage control. But yeah, no, he's gone.
Okay, well, um, okay, I do have a line from Daisy. Just I think there's like awkward silence for a while, and then Daisy's just like,
So, putting the cube in the oven was a bad idea, right?
uh,
And
probably.
scene.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh wow, well that got heavier than I was expecting.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting it either.
Whoosh. Oh boy. Well. All right. Thank you, audience, for listening, both present and future. You may rejoin us in the multi-part The Last
The
Wish.
Last Wish, yeah. I think we are currently between parts 2 and 3. And hopefully
Mhm,
part 3 will be in a couple of weeks' time.
mhm. Anyway, goodbye. Have a good time soon.
Bye!
uh,